Hello, people. We are back at To The Podcast, episode 269. We back in the building. It's your boy, International Walt, with the beautiful.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
And we back for another episode of us, episode 269. How y'all doing? We here. Y'all here.
Let's get started.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I am doing good. Mentally, I'm probably a 9.
Take a zen moment, like.
Well, yeah, I wanted to think about it, like truly reflect on my feelings. I'm a 9. I feel good. I feel great.
Isn't it crazy how we think we can reflect on our feelings in 2 seconds?
Well,
it's like, damn, how much, like, what are we giving ourselves?
Well, no, because you know how...
I need like a day.
Well, just asking how you're feeling at the moment, it's almost like if somebody say, think fast, answer me. Like, when people say, hey, how are you? Say, hey, I'm good, how are you? But that's kind of like the protocol thing. But when we doing this, we being real with each other. Like, you know, we always are real with each other when we ask, how are you? But in general, when people say, how are you? People usually say, hi. They don't even respond. Like, you know what I mean? They substitute how are you as just hi. But I am a 9. I'm good. Nope. I thought she was giving me a pat on to say what just happened.
No, what we dapping for?
I don't know.
Isn't that though?
Yo, we tried to work on a new handshake. I couldn't remember it, so we stuck with our original one.
That's a whole new conversation.
But I'm good. I'm a 9. I'm good. Finances are a 9. I'm grateful for my husband, his headship, his leadership, his guidance, and I'm grateful for God's blessings. Work is a 9. I'm doing great at, you know, I got a couple jobs. You know, I do.
I'm listening. I'm just
laughing. I'm working on me. I'm working on, you know, I'm a wife. You know, all those things, and I think I'm managing. You know, geez. I'm managing. I wouldn't say I'm a 10, but I'm a 9. I'm doing good. I identified myself as a housewife for the first time this week, and just like in conversation with somebody, and without.
They said, "What do you do?"
Well, kind of. Well, we were talking. My sisters and I visited. We went to a fitness class and just like talking about the schedule. Some of these people were like, "Oh yeah, we come. It's classes." So some people were like, "Oh, we come twice a day," and it's like, "What?" Like, yeah, because we do this class in the morning and this class in the evening, and it was just like, okay, well, you know, the classes can be convenient for us because they're hairstylists and I'm a housewife. So it was kind of like in conversation like that. Like, it's not like we got a 9 to 5, but so that's how it came up. But normally, I guess prior to that, if it like came up in conversation, I kind of gave the caveat like, you know, yeah, I'm a housewife right now because I recently, you know, that sort of thing. And no, I didn't feel the need to do that. Like, so now I'm just trying to figure out.
Does that mean content? What's that? What do you think that means?
I think I'm becoming more comfortable in just being that. And you know what? It was almost like I had to laugh at myself and like, duh, like, girl, you've been saying for years your dream job is to be a stay-at-home wife, and God is like, ta-da, and you're like resistant to it. Like, what is your problem? Like, I have these talks with myself sometimes, and it was like, embrace this. Even if it's not forever, if something happened and we were able to sustain it being forever, then I salute. That would be beautiful. And I'm just mentally getting to that place. Like, I feel that in my spirit, but my soul just wouldn't sit right with it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like the physical part of me, it took a while, or it, you know, it has taken some time to adjust to it. The mental part of me is like, girl, this is what you've always wanted. Like, to be a so many people know, like when I've done icebreakers, like with my team as a supervisor, and they're like, oh, what's your dream job? To be a stay-at-home wife. However, you know, I'll do, you know, other things that I love. So nevertheless, that's what I'm trying to decide now. What flows better? I'm a housewife or I'm a stay-at-home wife.
Same shit.
But it comes off different. It's like saying, like, you know, I'm a child care provider or I'm a nanny.
It's like saying I'm a janitor or custodian.
It can be different. I'm a facilities. coordinator or
building engineer.
Or I'm an
Same
administrative
thing.
assistant or I'm a secretary. Same thing, but it rings a little different.
Okay.
That's all. So I'm just figuring out. I think I like stay-at-home wife better.
I respect secretary. So if somebody, if the word still was secretary today, I never looked down.
I don't look down at
a
either.
Cashier or a maintenance man. I don't know why they changed these names to building engineer or what do they call cashiers now?
I think they're still called cashiers.
I thought it was something else, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Registered technicians? Like, I don't know. No, I think cashiers are still called or retail associates or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Don't get me wrong. I don't feel any way negative towards saying housewife, but to me it's like which one rolls off more naturally, and I think stay-at-home wife does.
More than housewife.
Yeah.
Why?
I think
you look like you like housewife has a negative connotation.
It doesn't have a negative connotation,
but housewives of the 50s.
They had a great life. Like they did all the housewife things, went to brunch and yoga. No, I think housewife just more so gives the connotation like you really stay home. Where a stay-at-home wife just means I don't go to work. Like I stay home, but I still live a life. Does that make sense?
No, it makes no sense. But all you gotta do is make sense in your head.
All right, and I just gotta be good at it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta be good at it. You can't be bad at your job.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
You could get fired.
I could get fired?
Yeah.
How?
You can be made to go back to work.
I'm about to say you going to divorce?
No, this shit ain't working out. Take your ass back to work.
I'm gonna do a good job.
Shit ain't working out.
I'm gonna do a good job.
I don't know what you thought it was, but it ain't what I thought it was.
I'm gonna do a good job. And then physically, I'm a 9. I don't know what's going. I thought I had just like some allergies. Then I kind of felt like I was getting a cold, but I don't feel bad. Just my nose is all runny and stopped up sometimes. So overall, I'm a 9. So I'm 9s across the board. 9.
Your nose be sounding like it's blocked, not stopped up. Like that's what.
But it's not. I can breathe, and
you got like a baby nose or small passages or something. Been doing a lot of mouth breathing the last couple of days. Okay. All right. Cool.
Mouth breathing.
What? You were. A lot of mouth breathing the last couple of days.
Well, I could breathe. I could, breathe through my nose today.
Right now. Lay on your side for a little bit. Morning, I'm clog up.
I welcomed you home, breathing through my nose.
Yeah, well, a little bit of mouth breathing there too. A little bit of mouth breathing there
How
too.
How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, what do I feel like mentally? I feel like a 9 mentally.
Honestly?
Yeah, I feel like a 9 mentally. Finances, I would say, is a 9. Trying to climb that ladder. What's next? Don't tell me. Work's a 10. Work's great. Work's cool. Working with some different people. So yeah. Meeting some new people. Learning some new people. I know these people I'm working with.
I thought you were about to say, you mean from your job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like TCI employees. Like, who the fuck are you? How long you worked here? 3 years? 3 years? What the fuck is the Jesus Christ? But yeah, so that's cool. Physically, I would say a 9. Physically is a 9.
So you're 9s across the board too?
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but yeah, I do 9s across the board.
Your wows and woes for this week?
Wow. Let me see. Whoa. I feel like I'm leaving for work earlier. I don't like it.
Why though?
Because I got some people waiting on me, and I gotta be. It's a new job. It's a new site, so it's.
Isn't it the same area?
Yeah, same area, but not the same.
You just gotta be there. Oh.
So it's a whole different process of getting in and parking and all that kind of shit.
Okay.
So yeah, and plus my last job I had a lot of flexibility and time to myself. This job I don't have so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're not leaving that much earlier though. It's like 5 minutes.
But yeah, it matters. It matters. It does matter a whole lot. But I don't really like moving so fast in the morning.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
And my wow is, we're gonna get into it, but my man Jay has got a slew of concerts coming up. I know we talked about what's it called?
The Roots Picnic?
Roots Picnic last week,
okay.
but there's a bunch more stuff coming up. So that's my wow.
Oh.
What about you?
My woe is just again, I'm happy that I didn't like shut me down full-fledged like being sick, but the whole nose blowing and not being able to like have full functionality of your respiratory system and stuff leaking.
So dramatic.
I'm serious.
So how many of y'all out there said respiratory system in the last week?
It's not, it makes you appreciate when you can breathe freely and when you don't have to blow your nose, when you don't, have to like have some nasal spray on standby just in case. Like it makes you like really grateful. And I pray and hope that this sounds weird. I hope it is a little bit of a cold and not allergies because
I'm here to stay.
Well, not only that, like I know your body changes as the years go on. I've never been one to really struggle with allergies bad. Like, maybe once in a blue moon, my eyes leak a lot, but I've never had like the whole nose thing. My middle sister has since she was younger. So I hope, that's why I say I hope it's a cold and not indicative of like this going to be a new part of my life, like every season as the seasons change, because I do not want that. So I'm kind of hoping that it is just like a little bit of a cold and that it goes away.
My nose gets stuffy like that. I might blow my nose 9 times in a day. You blow your nose 9 times an hour. It's like, what the fuck? Like you go through fucking tissue like Grant through Richmond. It's
I
like,
hate my nose leaking, and it literally leaks. And then my wow, I'll say I got a chance to spend some time with my sisters. And when I say sisters, my blood sister, Sierra, my youngest sister, and then Shanique, who's a family friend but just like a sister. And we we had some quality time doing. My husband used to always say, you always go out to eat with your friends. I mean, that's what, girls do. We like to have girl dinner. But I really, really enjoy going out and like doing an activity. And we that's what we did.
And then eating afterwards.
Well, we did. We had a little light bite afterwards because we sweated our everything out. We did a hot Pilates class, but it was just the fact of like, being outside doing something different. And I'm looking forward to like with you, with other friends, like that, not always being just like food dates or food involved, like really enjoying new experience and things like that in life. So what's that for?
Nothing. I'm just laughing because sometimes I could hear myself in you.
Oh.
That's all. What, you thought it was some shade?
I thought so.
What, you was about to get back?
No,
what, you want beef or some shit? Like, get on with yourself, girl.
You see what this say?
What you talking about? What? Today is as good as you make it.
Make it good.
How you making it?
I had a great day.
All right, then. Yeah. Like we talked earlier in last week, Jaÿ-Z has got a slew of, not a slew, but I'm going to call it a slew of concerts coming to Yankee Stadium July 10th and 11th, or 11th and the 12th. I don't know.
10th, 11th, and 12th.
10th, 11th, and 12th.
Friday,
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday, and Sunday.
And that's all we know of right now, because there was some talks about him potentially doing something at the Barclays, because he had like blocked out like a bank of days. So nobody even knows what that's about yet. Yeah,
I'm sure that'll be like on some Brooklyn shit. But Yankee Stadium is a stadium, so that's a different atmosphere. That's like the energy is going to be crazy. Yeah, I've never been to Yankee Stadium, but I hear like it's a great stadium. I've never been there for a baseball game or anything like that, but I'm just so looking forward to seeing Jay back out rapping.
This will be what, our 5th time seeing him?
Probably. But I'm just so looking forward to it. It's been a while. I'm sure it's been 10 years since 444. That was 2016. So it's 2026. So 10 years, like so much shit has happened. I'm sure he's got a lot to say, especially over the things over the past year. So yeah, I'm just super looking forward to, being in the building.
It's not a lot of rap concerts that I get excited, a lot of rappers that I get excited about, or like rap shows to get excited about, because I feel like when I want to see an artist I want to know their music. It's funny because recently my sister had asked me if I wanted to see Cardi B, and my answer was no, but yes, but no. And the reason was, it was like, I like Cardi, like, if I hear her songs, but like, I don't know her music. And so that was the no part. And it was like, yes, because I've seen like clips and I heard it was a great show, and like it looks like, it's a good time. But then my final answer was no, because I don't want to pay money just for vibes, like just for like, I want to really be engaged. I want to know the music. So when I go to a concert,
I think you're a lot of your depth with that one, but go ahead.
It's somebody that I like. I know I want to rap along. I want to sing along. And that's how I feel about Jay. Like, again, it's not a lot of rappers. My rapper list of knowing their music, it's pretty short, probably compared to others like Jay, Lil Wayne, T.I., Rick Ross, some of Meek. That's probably it.
Yeah, that you would go see.
Yeah, and like whose music I would know.
Yeah, whose music you would know. I'm about to say a lot of the rappers you wouldn't go see. We're not going to a Meek concert. We're not going to Rick Ross concert.
You wouldn't go to a Rick Ross concert?
No, it's that, and that's what I mean about we're a little bit out of our depth there. Like I know we in touch and love the music and have come up on it, but the crowds is different. And I think, I'm 48, you 45, so I think a Cardi B, like, my ears perked up when you said that. It's like, yeah, damn, that's Cardi B. Like, I would love to see Cardi B, but it's like, nah, it's too much of a age gap there.
But look at Beyonce.
Beyonce transcends music, babe. You can't compare Cardi B to, and I don't mean to say, like, some things with your little sister you can be out of depth with because you 15 years older than her. So, and this is just my opinion. I'm not saying like all things, but I'm just saying certain things that she may like, and you may say, oh, I'm just hanging with my sister. Like, that thing might not be for you, or like something you might feel real strongly about because you like it, and she might be like, nah, I ain't about with that because of the age gap. That's
I hear
all
what
I'm
you're
saying.
but in some, like for Cardi, I don't think that's I think there is a big age gap, because I know moms that are taking their daughters that are like preteens, and then Toya wants to go because she's a fan. So I think it just depends on if you're a fan or not, and the music that you listen to. And on a day-to-day, I don't listen to I listen to jazz. I've started listening to classical music, not on purpose, but this station that I like that sometimes plays jazz, they sometimes play classical, and I just started leaving the radio on, and I like it. So I listen to gospel. So I say that to say, it's not a lot of shows that, like, if I go to a concert and I love live music, I want to participate. Like, I'm the person that wants to sing along every song. I'm the person that wants to rap all my favorite songs. So for Jay, I feel excited about that because I know his music. I can like remember like the times, and it was very prolific in our life too. Yes. Like we were excited about every Jay drop, album, yes. Every album that he had. We listened, and again, we've already been to see him. I know 3 times, I think 4 times, so I'm excited
because we've seen him and Beyonce together twice.
Yeah, and then so 4 times. We've seen him by himself
Bonnie
twice.
And Clyde on the Run tour twice.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
No, it was on the Run tour, and then we seen the Mr. and Mrs. Carter tour.
Yes.
And then we seen Jay by himself when he did.
Was late.
He had what's the guy that eats the oranges off the trees now? Vic Mensa opened for him.
Yeah.
And then he had another one where the first one he was late. He didn't have an opener.
No.
The second one he had Vic Mensa. So we've seen him 4 times. Yeah. Yeah, because Vic Mensa was dope, and our seats were like
he was supposed to. The show was supposed to start at 9 on a fucking Wednesday.
It started at 10:45.
Yeah, 10:45. But the motherfucker did 44 songs,
and he didn't have an opening act. It was just a DJ.
He did 44 songs. Yeah. We didn't leave out of there till like 1:45, 1:15, and then getting out that was like, oh my god. But it's like a moment, like to say I was there,
and you surprised me. Like that was
He tore that shit down. tore that shit. That we was sitting there mad as fuck, like, oh, this how Jay gonna act?
So tired.
This how he gonna act on a fucking Wednesday? He got to sit in here for an hour and a half. He showed up and tore that shit down. 44 songs like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
Took like 1 10-minute break.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing that. What'd you think about his interview with GQ?
I thought the interview was great. You know what was like the thing that stood out the most to me that I you know, I can't even say I didn't hear people talking about it because we only watched one show of people, so I don't know what people are talking about. But the thing that stood out most to me was, well, two things. One, him giving Blue her props and talking about how hard she worked to be a part of the tour, the second tour that she was part of, because of course everybody, you know, had their talks about, oh, she just up there because she Beyonce daughter during the first one, and then the second one, like, she did her thing. And I loved hearing him talk about how her talent, as far as her musicality, she don't have to work at that. She's naturally gifted, which is something I wish I had. Like, I know how to play the piano, but I know how to read music. I can't hear music. But yeah, for her to, but him just acknowledging, like, that's a gift. She didn't have to work for that. It's a gift. But her being a part of the show and dancing, her working for that. And I just think that's a beautiful thing, because she could have not wanted to do anything. She don't have to do anything. Like, she could just go to school and be a, you know, 13, 14, 15, however old she is. But the fact that she wanted to do that, I thought that was awesome. The other really prolific thing that I thought he said was when he talked about the case, the false accusation, you know, the girl dropped the charges, the Busby case, when he was saying he couldn't settle. Like, he could, and I don't know I don't know if other people had the same view as I do. When we hear about Trey Songz being one of them, he just stood out in my mind when I heard it, because I think he's settled like a couple times in cases. To me, that's automatic guilt. And some people can look at it, because even Jay said, would it have been cheaper and less time consuming? Yes. But it's almost, it's like an admission of guilt. And if you're not guilty, I just don't understand, if you have the funds, even if you don't, like, why anybody would pay somebody out for something that they didn't do. And that, to me, just him standing on that, like, you gotta stand on business about your integrity, about your reputation, about, like, he's a husband, he's a dad. Like, I can't, like, that will always be in the back of my mind if that was my dad. Like, why did you pay if you didn't do it? You know what I mean? Like, and having to have that ambiguity about it. Even if you know you didn't do it, but you paid because it's cheaper, or you just wanted to get it over with, just knowing, and you might not care about other people's perspective of you, but it just always having that ambiguity of you gave into this girl, and it opens the door for others.
It does. It opens the door a lot for others. Key points for me was just sharing his vulnerabilities and saying how heartbroken he was, and how it affected him, how angry he was, and shit like that. Also, like, the flex is, you know, I gotta call my peoples and tell them, hey, this thing is coming, and no, I can't get rid of it because I can't settle, right? That part of it. But then to say, like, I am who I am, and people know who I am, so not only are we gonna stand with you, but what do you need? Like, that shit hit home for me, to be like, what do you need? What resources do you need for you to fight this or make this go away? And that was super, super dope. That means you dealing with people who really believe in you, who care about you, and who think in their heart that they know who you are. Like, this is preposterous shit. So that was a super, super big flex for me, especially when he was talking about them people, them LVH,
LVMH,
yeah, like those. We talking about them people, and they like, yo, what do you need? Like, that's a different type of resource that you got there. So, that was like, wow. And the stuff about Blue, like, just how he fucks with Blue like that. Like, that was his, you know, that's his first kid or whatever, and his daughter. So yeah, I like that relationship. Like, it's pretty cool when she's out with him. Yeah, it just looks a certain way. So
and just to circle back on the vulnerability part, him talking about how heartbroken he was, how angry he was, and how he needed his circle, and he's
Mm-hmm.
created this circle of people of support. And I can imagine being at that level, it you know that you can't trust everybody, but to have people that you know you can trust, that's so important. Like, people, I know everybody doesn't have family, everybody doesn't have friends, but if you are fortunate enough to have one or both, or one or either, whatever, I'm sorry, either or both, then that's a blessing, because you need somebody, whether that's one person or 5 people. And we know he has his friends that he's talked about, throughout his entire career, Tata and Memphis Bleak and Emery. He's had these people in his circle, and his wife, like, who and the thing I love about them, you don't hear none of Jaÿ business. Like, you know how much stuff that they know, but this is when you like that sort of loyalty is something that money can't buy. And that's one thing he said, like, these are people who don't use me.
Yep.
Like, he got all the money that he could buy if he wanted to, but money really can't buy that kind of loyalty.
Can't buy a person.
Yeah,
a true person. No.
And anybody whose loyalty is for sale ain't loyal.
Nope.
So that defeats that purpose anyway. But
more people should have that mindset of fuck the backstabbing shit. Like, this is my friend, and at best, let's just go on this ride with him. But you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just live the life with him. Let's go on this ride with him. That we come from the projects, and he gonna take us on this journey, this lifetime, this ride with him. Yeah, we're gonna have to work and improve ourselves and do some shit. But this is a $1 billion lottery ticket, and we're about to take all this. We're gonna have houses and cars and jets and eat at the finest restaurants, and like, we're gonna be secluded from others. It's just gonna be us, and all you got to do is not fucking be shady and backstab.
But the thing is, you gotta realize all that stuff you might have access to all that stuff, but who are you if you don't? If he do all that and he just your friend when he call you and y'all busted up, and you never get on a yacht, you never go on a vacation together, like, who are you then? I heard something that Oprah said before, and was like, you can't be friends with someone who wants your life, because that envy, it's just not going to allow them to support you, to be there for you, to clap for you, even if they're losing and you're winning. Like, you can't. And again, they may not want like your exact life, but if they want any part of what you have, like, they can admire you and they can be inspired by you, but they have to have their own
they can't
thing.
Envy you.
Exactly, they have to have their own thing, and and that's just that. They have to have their own thing and be secure in that, and not. And that's hard to come by, unfortunately. That's hard to come by. And it takes years of nurturing that, those kind of relationships. It takes years to nurture that. So again, when you mention vulnerability, that just made me think, like, I can, like, in those moments, like, you need people. You need people.
And I think he has his mom, his grandma, his 2 sisters,
I think his grandma passed.
Oh, his grandma passed, but his sisters, like,
sorry, she didn't. I don't want to put that on nobody.
I know he has a brother.
I think so.
Yeah, like 2 sisters. So yeah, I mean, you got a circle around, and then your friends that you grew up with, that you took with you. So,
but he also said this circle he created. So I'm not saying his family isn't there for him, but I kind of took that to mean like the people who because I mean, your friends and your family, you didn't necessarily create; they were given to you.
Right.
So who knows Of course, we don't hear anything from his family either negative about them, but they may not be his go-to people to rely on, like when he needs that shoulder to cry on. You know what I mean? It could just be like, that's my brother. We're not like best friends though. Who knows? But nevertheless, that vulnerability and him being able to have whoever was there for him, that's dope, because more men need that. More men need that. Am I that for you?
Are you what for me, specifically?
I guess in those moments where you need to break down, or you can't be, or it's hard for you to be as strong. It's hard for you to be strong. I don't want to say as strong as you need to be, because that's subjective. It's hard for you to be strong, or those moments where you need to be able to be vulnerable. Am I that landing spot for you?
Um, yes and no, because you have been, but I don't always feel comfortable.
Mm.
I don't always feel comfortable. I feel comfortable more often than not, but it only takes one or two times to not feel comfortable for somebody to retreat and not want to, you know, engage.
Okay.
So yeah, you have been, and at very poignant times in my life, you have been, yeah, at some deep dark times, you've been my landing spot. But I've also questioned, like, why wasn't you my landing spot here? So
Okay.
yeah, yes and no.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty.
Mm-hmm. So talking about Jaÿ-Z, I looked up a study I saw, and finding true love is a 3 to 5% chance in a lifetime. I feel like I found true love with you. I feel I've been in other relationships, long-term relationships, and I thought like I was in love, and maybe I was at the time. I don't want to discount that, but for you, like everything felt different, and you know, jumped to a different level of feeling and love and devotion. Um, with a 3 to 5% chance in a lifetime, would it be 8 billion people on the planet? Like, it is really, 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 really hard to find your person.
Yeah, and I think too, part of it is that a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, I don't have no facts, I ain't do no research, I don't have no statistics on it,
no
data.
Girl said I like to have research.
No data. I think part of it is that a lot of people find love. Maybe it's not their true love, but they find love. They end up in a relationship and they stay.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be something that
a word people don't like.
Yeah, and it may be something that their true love could be out there, but yeah, they settle for what they have because it's good enough, and they don't allow themselves to. And this is men and women. They don't allow themselves to find or be found because they're attached to something else. So I think that's probably part of it, because a lot of people end up in relationships for, like, I know somebody's been married for 25 years and I know she don't like her husband. And it's like, you'll see Facebook posts saying, happy anniversary, we've been together all these years, I love you. And you'll see birthday, loosely, but not like personally. Yeah, I'll tell you when we done.
So it sound like tea.
No, it's no tea. When we say tea, like tea, no, it's not that kind of tea. This isn't a friend. It's just somebody I know. So it's like, again, you'll see those posts, and it's like, I know, like, in other conversation, they're just like going through the motions. Like, they don't like each other. They never have dates. I don't think they have sex. Yeah. So it's like, so I say that to a lot of people find themselves in relationships and they just stay because it ain't the worst thing, but it ain't the best thing, and it ain't true love.
I saw a guy driving in a car, and you say men and women, the other day on a video. It's like 30 seconds, and he was just driving in his car crying, and he was like, I'm so fucking sick of trying to find love, and these fucking girls keep breaking my heart, and they got ulterior motives. Why the fuck can't we just lock in and care and love each other? I'm sick of this shit. And it was just like, damn. Like, he was like, he just had a bad conversation with a girl and he drove off and he just jumped on the video. That's how it sounded. And he was just like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, he screamed it out. I'm sick of this shit. Like, motherfuckers hurt my feelings. I'm putting my all into shit and ain't getting it back. And every fucking girl out here got ulterior motives. And this shit is, I'm sick of looking for love. And it was like, damn, man. Like, damn.
But see, people like that, and
like, how you end up with whoever you ended up with.
I'm not judging. But I would like to ask, okay, where have you been looking for love? Because if you keep looking for love in the same place, like you always going to the club, or you always going to the bar, or you're always dating a
Yeah,
girl,
then
like
you're gonna
are
meet
you
who you're gonna meet.
well, yeah, are you changing what you're doing? Or maybe you're not ready for the person that is for you, and you need to stop getting in these relationships. Allow yourself to, whether it's character build. One of my girlfriends was like, I don't. At a certain age, you don't want somebody that has potential. You need them to come potential. Like you, like at a certain age, it's like not to say anybody really has it all together, but I need you to have it most of the way together at almost 50 years old. But again, so that's one of the things that and I've heard the stories that I hear about this dating pool is whew. I am so grateful that that ain't our life. Like, well, I'll say my life. I don't know how you were managing it, but
I wouldn't date because I'm a relationship guy.
I mean, you would have to find somebody.
No, because if the pool is shitty, I would hope that I have enough discernment to be like, this fucking girl don't like me.
Yeah, so then you would find the next one, and then.
But if I do that 2 or 3 times, I'm just gonna say the pool is shitty and they don't like me. I'm not gonna do it 10 times. Like, no, I don't have a 3 months to give every girl to be like, you don't like me. And
no,
you just
I'm not
bullshitting.
saying 3
months. Let me give 3 more months to the next girl. Oh, you don't like me. You just bullshit.
It could be 3 weeks, but I'm just saying until you found that one, like there would be some dating going on. I mean, the stories that I hear are just crazy. So I'm not surprised. And you think about this, okay, people get in relationships, they stay, and it is what it is. Or you have the people who go through dating or horrible dating or just unfortunate dating for so long. When they do find somebody, again, they might feel like this ain't really the one, but he good enough, or she alright. But because you get to a point where people be lonely.
I wouldn't date. I don't think I would. I think at this age I'm shy. I wouldn't be approaching women. Yeah, if somebody approached me and I thought like you're an old enough, mature woman, but like,
you don't know that.
Well, I would
just from the first approach.
I would use my discernment. That's all I got to go on. So I would just do an overall check, map a conversation, and then assess.
But okay, but I'm saying somebody see you in the gym, you saying, hey, how you doing? I see you coming in every day. I've been seeing you for the last couple months. You look really good, taking care of yourself. What would be your next comment? She looks like all the things you want her to look like.
While she's talking to me, I would be assessing her tonality, her voice, trying to see like her age, that kind of thing.
Okay, and if all of that checked out on that first encounter,
then I would probably give it some play.
Okay, but now again, y'all could start talking, have a couple conversations on the phone, maybe go on a date, and then you don't like her or whatever reason, it just don't work out. She don't like you. She realized she don't like you. So then a couple months pass by. You see somebody in a supermarket.
I'm not going to keep doing that. I probably would do it 2 or 3 times. That's all you would get. So I would get a gym, a supermarket, and somewhere else, and that's it. That's it. I'm not gonna get the 10 and be like, all right, where the fuck am I gonna meet her now? Like, I done been at all the places. Like, no. I'm
so
not
what are you gonna do for like carnal desires?
I don't know. I probably would pay. I probably would pay.
Lord, please don't have my baby out here single paying for coochie.
I'll be paying for him to leave, not coochie. I'll be paying for him to leave.
Oh my God.
That tickled your fancy, huh?
Because I was not
expecting with a bunch of escorts and hookers.
Yes, Lord, please protect this man. Well, I'm happy that you have me.
I don't have a desire to meet and date and put like I just don't have it. I don't even know what it is no more. Like, again, in that situation, I'm thinking of a bunch of things while a girl is talking to me. I might be thinking and looking at her and totally fucking miss what she just said. I might be like, she might have asked me a question and I'm just sitting there staring and smiling like, and she might be waiting on the answer like, I did not. I'm sorry. I didn't hear shit you said. I don't know how to do this, so I'm not like up on it like that. I was fucking assessing what you were saying and looking at you while you were talking, and maybe I should have been a little bit faster in my brain, but I wasn't, and I missed everything you said. You could have been saying, "Hey, my name is Tanya" or whatever, and fucking introducing yourself, and I'm just looking at you, looking you up and down, and trying to get an assessment of who you are, and then you like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, just like.
She'd be like, "Yo, I didn't know the man over there, was on the spectrum. I asked him his name, and he just
grinned and nodded his head. Like, I didn't hear shit you said.
Poor baby.
I've been out the game a long time, man.
Okay, so with that being said, you talk about the figures of only 3 to 5% of people find their true love in a lifetime. 70% of kids are actually growing up in a 2-parent household for the first time in 30 years. Now,
30 years ago was the 90s, right?
Yeah.
It was 26, so 26 would be 2000, so yeah, into the 90s.
Yeah. Now, again, I contribute this.
Hold on, before you go, do you remember a lot of moms and dads being in the households when we were growing up in the 90s? I mean, you had different friends than I had. You went to an all-girls school, so you might have had some friends that had, their mom and dad in the house. But
I can think of a lot. I can think of more that did than didn't.
Okay, I can think of more that did it than did.
Yeah.
Now, and the people that I know that did, their dad eventually left.
Now, again, is this attributed to people staying together, just a couple of people staying together that don't really like each other? Or life just being so expensive, it's better to do it together than to do it individually?
I would give it a little more than that.
I'm sorry. Or is it really a reflection that people are making better co-parenting decisions?
Yeah, I think it's the generation after our parents. And I think, again...
Well, that would be our generation.
Our generation. So they're saying our kids.
Well, I would think, I think it would be our kids.
So that's what I'm saying. Our kids are growing up with their moms and dads and shit like that.
No, I think our kids are in relate, because you got to think your daughter's 27.
Kids.
Yeah, it would be our grandkids are growing up in 2-parent homes.
I just think they're probably making better decisions. I think, like love, it got back to love. Some people were in love. A lot of them relationships, that's what spawned that love. A lot of those people are still in relationships, a lot not. But I think, I'm trying to think, like, does social media have anything to do with it? I can't tie social media to it in no way.
The only way that I would tie social media to it, I think the negative connotation of having multiple baby daddies and baby mamas and all that, like, people always did it and it was always known. But I think what social media has done was, like, to put something in your face that we've already known. And maybe people have wanted to move away from that and to really to really settle down and, like, not fall into, and this is not just
that's one. Oh yeah, because it's gotta. I'm about to say, you can't erase 4 baby daddies, but if the times is changing, then your kid hopefully won't have 4 baby daddies.
Yeah, and again, 2-parent household, you could have, let's say you have 2 baby daddies, but you with the second one. Your children are still growing up in a 2-parent household. It might not be both of their biological parent, but they're still growing up in a 2-parent household. I mean,
I would want to look at the stats of marriage in the last 30 years too, to see if that spiked a little bit, because then that would be responsible for a lot of these 2-parent households.
I mean,
I started out in a 2-parent household. You grew up in a 2-parent household. Most of your life.
Wasn't all that was cracked up to be?
No, I mean...
No, again, all of my life.
All of your life, yeah. I started out in a 2-parent household, but around 13, 14, I was in a single-parent household. So, yeah, and again, I had lots of friends that I could name one friend that had a dad, and that was it. And eventually, him and his wife, they split. But all my friends did not have fathers in their house at all.
I can think of one friend you had that only had his dad.
That only had his dad?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Right across the street from me, that had the kidney problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know one thing though, see, stats like this, and you touched on something, personally about my family. Stats like this, I'm not going to say they don't mean anything, but more data behind it is needed, because a two-parent household isn't always indicative that it's a good thing. Like, you have some single moms out here and some single dads out here that are doing an amazing job. Is it ideal if it is a healthy two-parent household? Yes, of course. But just having a two-parent household is not in any way, shape, or form like the, key, the master key to now your children have this advantage.
That's if you take it to the, you're right in what you're saying, but that's if you take it to the bottom end of the spectrum. Like, two parents, both of them are shit. What the hell are you learning? What are they doing you? I think the idea of two-parent households, even if you don't have a bunch of game being given to you, is that the weight isn't on one parent, which means the life isn't as stressful, which means you might have a little bit more free time to be a kid. Now, however that childhood goes, it goes, but that's the idea behind it.
Yeah, well,
it didn't work like
exclusion.
That. Yeah, because again, you're in a situation where you had to be a big sister at 12 and make dinners and all this kind of stuff, and make sure your sisters was right. You had to take care of your dad. So all that kind of shit. Those are like what do you call them? Variables in the whole thing.
Yeah, life happens, and the big city, the urban areas. I'm sorry, the suburban areas, the rural areas. That is, you find that the family dynamics. That's one thing I think that no matter where you grow up, that's something that we have in common. Like, family dysfunction, or great. I think those issues aren't subject to just the cities.
No, because it all falls under trauma. Everybody has trauma.
No matter where you're from, single moms, single dads, two-parent homes, broken homes, domestic violence, like whatever is happening, it's that I don't think this is like and not that you said this, but I'm just saying, I don't think that it's indicative of any race or any culture. I think that's just people. Mm-hmm. Now, well, I'm gonna say in America, because I don't want to talk about foreign culture, because they're, it could be looked at differently.
Or you're going to have 70% of kids all of a sudden doing great.
Yeah.
Like, just because they're growing up in a two-parent household, that number isn't going to spike.
It would be good if that is what it meant, but we know that it's not.
No. Yeah. No, because you could be a latchkey kid and don't even know your parents because they work. Mom works, dad works, and you got a latchkey, and you come home, you feed yourself, you don't open the door, you don't answer the phone.
You see your parents on the weekend.
Yeah, so they just in and out, but they got to live like that to keep a roof over your head, keep clothes on your back, and it's just something you do.
Yeah.
So that's I look more into that. What do you think about? They're talking about this nationwide, but they're going city to city first, and Philadelphia is one of them. But adding $1 to all Uber and Lyft rides to pay for schools.
I didn't know that was a nationwide thing. I thought that was just Sherelle Parker, who was.
They're talking about doing it big in New York also, and not just a fucking dollar, obviously, because it's New York. But they're talking about putting a big hit on ride shares in New York because they want to pay for something, some shit with. I don't know if it's schools, but something. So I think, me personally, I think it's bullshit, because $1 today, $2 tomorrow. Where does it stop if you concede to something like this? Like, I just don't, and I thought one of those companies, DoorDash or one of them, was using the tips to pay base salaries. Because the tip, I guess it goes into the car. I don't really use these apps, you do. But I guess when you tip,
this is just for Uber and Lyft.
I know, but I'm just saying this is a dynamic of those apps. So they're not. My point is, they're not using the funds correctly. They're not allocating the funds correctly. Okay. So if they're gonna tell you they're gonna charge $1 and it's gonna fund schools, and she said that they would make like $20 million a year or something like that, do you think Uber and Lyft should just be like, oh yeah, sure, or like let's concede to this, and now all the customers $1 extra on your.
You talk about $1 is $1, but like you said, where does it end? If it truly is just an additional $1 and all of that, like an additional $1 tax, and all of that revenue specifically is for schools, I think it's a great idea.
Where does it stop?
But to your point, is it just going to be $1? Is it going to be, okay, in 2 years, y'all going to say, oh, we're going to increase it
to $2.50.
We're going to increase it to we're going to increase it by $2. But then you think back, okay, now that's $3 that I'm paying in addition to just, my ride. That's where I think it creates an issue of, where does it stop? To add $1 to everybody's ride, I don't foresee that like being a huge issue. We waste $1 on a lot of other things.
But if you really got to go somewhere and you in a rush and you call an Uber and it's $8 and now they say it's $12, that's $4 bump. Would you be upset and be like, no, I'm not taking it, or would you get to your destination?
You're gonna take it, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. $4 is a fucking lot of money.
That's
for them
what
to be
I'm saying. But if it's $8 and now it's $9, you're not gonna complain. But who knows of is it just gonna stop there? Or is it, in the future gonna be, oh, now it's $11, or now it's $8, now it's $15. That's damn near double because you added a $7 school tax. So I don't know. Uber kind of mentioned, or one of them responded and saying like they would have to increase their. But see, this is what I don't get. If this is a city ordinance or a city tax, I can see where Uber might have to like update their systems or something to include that for that city. But why do they have to? Because they imply something like they would have to increase their services for the rideshare service. Why? Why do you don't have to increase?
Everybody has to have the capability in case it happens. So if Uber is updating a server or a system, it's not going to do it for city. It's just going to update the server. And whoever uses that capability can use it. Whoever wants to in the future, it's there.
Whatever. I just think that they're going to find a way to benefit off of it along with the city. I don't know what an alternative is. I mean, I definitely think that there
How long these places have been out?
Uber and Lyft?
Like 20 years, right?
I would think
15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do they need to pay? Like, I don't understand why like they didn't do it to taxis.
Well, she's just trying to find a way to increase revenue for the city. For like, I guess cities are just trying to find what is something that they can do that one of the things she mentioned that is a recurring, like not just a one-time tax thing. So you figure if people are going to be taking rideshare services in perpetuity, then we'll always be collecting this money. So it's not like, okay, we're raising this money for a one-time thing for the schools. We'll always have this revenue feeding to the school bank.
That's bullshit.
So
that's not all.
So what? Okay,
I wouldn't trust that it's all going to the school, or any of it is going to the school. And if Uber and Lyft has a thing where it's like, hey, you can start your own little business and make money when you want to, and it's your percentage of it is yours, a percentage of it is ours, and you sign up for that. Now you got the city you live in saying, give us $1 a ride. Okay, what if you do fucking 300 rides a year? You taking $300 from me, and I don't know that it's going to the school.
No, what do you mean taking $300 from who? The person that's taking the ride?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the driver. I mean, again, you don't know, but so what's an alternative?
Where get the money from somewhere else? Like
what is the alternative? Like, get the money from where?
I don't know. Stop stealing.
A service that people in the city use that they can, like, they can't.
How much is bus fare? $2.50?
I was just about to say that I don't think they can add it to SEPTA because that's probably already high enough. Like, and SEPTA is I think SEPTA. I don't know.
By the state.
So I don't know. I don't know what the alternative is. I don't think it's a bad idea if it's just $1, but who's to say that it stops at $1?
I think that's what I mean. That's the bad idea, is you opening the door. Because you're right. If it's just $1 and then it's not a big deal. But now the door is open for, hey, if you want to keep having an Uber in Philadelphia, we're going to bump this up $1.50 next year. So now it's $2.50, or now it's $4. Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's like when you go to a hotel and you see all the breakdown of all those different charges and fees and things like that. It's going to be like that for rideshare.
I seen a guy talking at a hotel who broke down, and it kind of reflected on us because we had just took a flight and landed 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night, and got into a hotel at 2:30. So he was saying, like, hotels, the checkout times are 11 a.m. and 3 o'clock because of a window they have to 2 hours to clean the room and redo it. Like, they said if the checkout time was 3 and the check-in time was at 11, everything would work better for the customer. But because they do it this way, it all works better for the hotel. And the hotel management says we do this because you pay for a night, not 24 hours. And that shit blew my mind. Like, that just happened to us. Like, yeah, you're actually paying for a night, not the whole day. Like, I should get 24 hours in here.
Yeah.
You don't. You get kicked out at 11 o'clock. You can't get back in until 3. And that's like to turn the rooms over.
Well, no, you don't have to leave, but I get what you're saying.
I'm talking about the check-in.
If you're checking in, yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Not like get back in.
Right.
Like but yeah, that blew my mind. Like you don't pay for a
you're not paying for a day, you're paying for a night.
Yeah. You don't pay for 24 hours, you pay for a night.
Yeah. I don't like that.
And the hotel keeps they keep the rest.
Yeah, I don't like just checking into a hotel just to go to sleep.
Because just think, we slept for 8-9 hours,
but we paid for that whole day.
Say you pay $350 for that room for the night. We used it for 8 hours.
Yeah.
But we think we paid for a day, which is 24 hours. But it's like, no.
I mean, yeah, we just
got
paid
your 8 hours sleep, and we took the other 16 hours and put that in our pocket.
Yeah.
That's just how it works in all hotels.
Yeah, I mean, but $350 is, we didn't pay that much, but I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
The White House turned down Elon. He offered to pay TSA because of all the shit that's going on in the country. He said, I'll pay the salaries up for a year until the government thing, it turns around. That's what he's offering. It sat on a plate for a couple of hours, and then White House announced, we deny. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
So I saw something that somebody have wrote, and I went in to do a little digging myself because I wanted to see if it was true. Part of Project 2025, which I did read some of it, I didn't read all of it. I mainly read the parts that I thought pertained to like us as Black people, but now I really want to go back and kind of read more and see like what are some of the things that's in there.
Look at this while we do this.
So part of the plan for Project 2025 was to privatize TSA.
Go off the dome. Come on, give it to them from the heart.
Do you know how many airports are in the country?
No.
It's 440 to 450. I don't know why there's like 10, or there's like a 10 gap. Like it's like you should just know, but for whatever reason, the number said 440 to 450. But of that, there are 20 airports that do not have TSA. Only 20. They have, it's called SPP, and special screening prevention program, I think is what it's called. SPP. They have to follow like they're under the authority of TSA, like they have to follow TSA guidelines, but they are a privatized company. The government wants to privatize. They want to get rid of TSA and privatize airport security across the board.
Capitalists.
And if you think about it, the way they're not paying TSA now, people are quitting. They want to de-union. They can't get rid of them right now because they're a union, but they want to de-unionize them so that then they can. Airports have the option to buy into this SPP program, but again, and there's some major airports, San Francisco Airport, Orlando Airport, and I forget, I think in Michigan, but I might be wrong, but I know San Francisco and Orlando are 2 of the 20, and then there's a lot of like smaller airports that don't have TSA, but those are 2 like major airports that use this private company, and but this is the thing, and I'm not advocating, because we have a family member, who works for TSA. I'm not advocating for anybody to lose their job, but the stats are the stats. They said this privatized company, an employee screens 65% more travelers than a TSA. One of their agents screens 65% more than a TSA agent.
Would they have better technology?
Morale, people showing up to work, but that's really all it said. And they feel like they would just work better. It would save the government money to privatize this versus having it be. So it said it would save taxpayers $115 million annually to go away from TSA.
This is a capitalist country, man,
and they're gonna find a way to save a coin.
Yeah, and
so
it's not only that.
It makes sense that they're doing this, and they have no reason to say let's appease TSA with Elon or anybody paying them. They want them to quit and get rid of them.
Because the less people they have in the union, then they don't have the numbers. Then you can abolish the union. Then you can get rid of TSA.
Exactly.
And then you could privatize, which means your friends can start privatized companies to do this at airports.
Right, because right now it's SPP, but who's to say that other companies can't be created?
NBA, or over there it's going to be RTS, and it's going to be in just like there in it's 20 airports. That's a avenue for money. Like that's a audience, so we can grab them if ain't nobody over there. If what do you call them?
SPP.
SPP. I think I saw them initials before. But if SPP ain't over there, then we're going to go over there. And our friends, our government friends, are going to start these companies just like that. And they're going to be in business.
Yep. When I read that about Project 2025, I was like, is that true? And that's what made me go and look. And then I wanted to see, okay, like get rid of it to do what? And that's what it is. And I didn't know that all airports didn't have. Did you know that
Mm-mm.
that all airports in the U.S. didn't have TSA?
I thought that was a nationwide thing.
Yeah, all except 20. And the fact that there are major airports like San Francisco, SFO, and MCO, Orlando. All the people that's flying to Orlando to go to Disney World.
We went to Jamaica was the first time I realized everybody don't have customs. Well, not Jamaica. Where did we go when I realized everybody don't have customs? Like you got to do customs to get back into the United States, but
to enter a different country.
Somewhere we went, we didn't go through customs.
No, everybody doesn't have TSA. You mean?
Was it TSA?
Because TSA.
Yeah, the machines.
TSA pre-check.
Yeah.
Pre-check.
TSA pre-check
is a U.S. thing.
Yeah.
So going to other countries, global entry.
It's different.
Coming back, global entry you can use when coming back to the U.S. But in other countries, TSA pre-check doesn't mean anything.
No, you have to have global entry.
Yeah. So
that's your TSA in other countries.
Yeah. So I mean that was just eye-opening to me. Like this is why they're not paying these people, and why like they seem to be in no rush to remediate this issue. And it's sad. Like. I'm not to beat a dead horse. I know we talked about this, but just expecting people to get up to go to work every day, and not only are they not getting paid, they don't know when they're going to get paid. They don't know if this is going to last for 30 days, 90 days. Like they just don't know. And you got to think at some point everybody's going to quit, because who's going 6 months without getting paid? Yeah. Like you're gonna have to get another job.
The government said we'll wait them out and we'll pay them their back pay, but the company will no longer exist.
Exactly. They're going to get another job.
They're going to get their back pay, whether we owe them 10, 15 grand a pop, whatever. We're going to give them their back pay in a check, and then we're not going to have to deal with these people or this company ever again.
And just imagine that you're still not going to get your back pay until the issue is resolved or TSA is absolved, which who knows how long that's going to be. So let's say you wait 90 days and you're like, okay, I just gotta find another job. You get another job, but everything is still going downhill like it is with TSA. You could be working for 2 years somewhere else before you ever get paid for this 90 days that the government owes you.
And I think
that should be illegal.
People today, in this day and age, when you talk about people on the bottom level, they can't wait 90 days.
I'm pushing
that
it.
If they have a problem, one pay cycle, their fucking shit's all jacked up.
Which is why
for somebody to wait 90 days, that's 3 months of rent, that's 3 months of car note, 3 months of insurance. Not unless you got
daycare, if you got kids.
Yeah, like you gotta have at least 10 grand in the bank to survive for that long. So if you don't
groceries,
if you don't have that 10, 15, 20 grand in the bank to survive that long, then you probably not going to wait 3 months before you say shit is spiraling and I need a job.
Well, that's why they said people are quitting, and a lot of people are calling out, because you think, okay, let's say you don't quit. Like we said, you can do Uber, you can do Lyft, you can do DoorDash, you can do Instacart, you can do other things while waiting for something to happen without like you like fully going to get another job.
Mm-hmm.
But then it could get to the point where you like those things ain't even making, you know, ain't paying the bills. So now you're at the position I gotta quit and just hope that and that's another thing. Another job ain't guaranteed.
Right.
Another job ain't
Lock
guaranteed.
that in before you
right
quit.
Before you quit, yeah.
Because you don't want to be sitting with nothing trying to look for a job and that take you a month or
It's
two.
horrible. It's and you, but you know what? And I don't. I mean, it's one of them things. Like, okay, I'm thinking about in California because you have you have San Francisco. Now, people at and I'm not saying that they're close by, but let's say somebody at another airport in California, they may be willing to apply at that other company. Which, if more people start like, and in Florida, since you have MCO, the Orlando airport, people at surrounding airports might like Tampa or Fort Lauderdale. Again, I know they're not really close, but people may be willing to travel. So if more people start gravitating towards these privatized companies, that could be the impetus for them to say, see, we're expanding. We have all the TSA workers coming to us. They're already trained. It's just a horrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible situation. Prayers for all of those impacted, and I hope it gets better in whatever that looks like.
What the fuck is going on with our government, man? This is crazy. 1 gram. ICE in the airports. This kind of ties into what we were just talking about, but ICE is now in the airports taking place of TSA, and it has started. People have been slammed down. Lady has been arrested, pulling people out of line. Like, this was supposed to be, y'all are there to check bags and look for IEDs and bombs, and now we're doing ID checks on people and grabbing people out of lines. They grabbed 2 men and a woman that I see so far, but this shit is. We knew that night when I don't know what night it was, but like one of them nights early in the week, we saw that shit on the news, and the next day it was like, this is not gonna be good.
Yeah.
Now you putting these people in fucking airport, and you got some of them fearless white people who, I seen just walking in the airport and ICE walking past, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. You guys are fucking up America now. You're going to fuck up the airport. You fucking puss, like just talking to them any old kind of way. And it's like, this is going to get volatile and not going to work out at all.
No.
Like major fucking melees are going to break out in airports.
Yeah, it's a bad situation, and I saw somebody in a comment somewhere, they were from somewhere else, and they was saying that they have a open visa to like travel back and forth to America. They usually come every now and then, but it was like there's no way in the world. I have no plans of coming to America anytime soon. I think that's gonna also hurt the economy. Is that tourism is going, like, nobody's going to want to come here right now. Other countries, I'm sure, I would like to look on other countries' web, like their like how we have the State Department website that gives us travel warnings about other countries. What are the other countries saying about America right now? It's so embarrassing to be an American right now.
I don't want to fly right now. I don't want to fly right now. I'd much rather drive. Like, I don't want to fly. Like, I don't want to deal with those people. I don't want to have issues with them people. I don't want to have no confrontation. The airlines is fucked up. Shit's canceled, delayed, slow. Like, I don't want to fly right now at all. Like, this shit is crazy. And one thing when I want to do when I fly is not be scared.
Yeah.
And I can't help myself because I'm worried about shit. I'm worried about my family, like my daughter. Like, I'm just worried. So that's how I feel. Like, the flying shit right now is. It's not like, ooh, yeah, we're going to go on a fucking flight. Like, it ain't like it used to be. And this dude got everything choked up.
We can only pray. You know what it says?
We prayed, we slipped right in, slipped right out. But,
we didn't quite slip right out, but we did. It wasn't as bad as what people are experiencing.
We got back and it was like, what the hell? Yeah, it was like, what the hell is going on? And then now you hear these people in the airports. Like, and then they in PHL. Like, what the hell is going on down there?
You know what it says in the Bible 365 times?
What?
Do not fear.
Is that one for every day of the year? To wake up every day and believe, like, not to fear?
it's not written that way, but you
You
can
get
take
one a
it that
day?
you can take it that way. But it says it in the Bible 365 times, and in different contexts, in different ways, in different scenarios. But just one of those constant messages that God has given to us is to do not fear.
We just shouldn't have certain departments. Like we never should have our military police us. That's for like a foreign thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's been like in the rules. Like you can't do that. That's
Or
martial law. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that means shit is bad if shit is like that. So you can't have these different agencies that's not trained to do these certain jobs do these jobs. Like you can't have a fill-in. Like if cops ain't working, you can't take sanitation workers and say, "Hey, go fucking uniform and guns, go be cops."
Well, let's say you shouldn't. Let's not say you can't, because they are. They're
Yeah,
doing whatever
right.
they want.
You're right. I'm speaking from a point of how I want the world to look and not how it is.
Yeah.
But it's just fucked up. ICE in airports. Like 48 years old, I never would have thought anything like that. I never would have thought ICE would be this relevant in this country. Like I knew we had an ICE department, and
well, growing up it was INS. I remember that
like,
being,
it's like I remember like it's a department. Yeah, they supposed to monitor the border and all that kind of stuff. But who would have thought you would have got late in your 40s?
Yeah, and what happened to the borders? Like, why y'all leave the border? What happened? That's what
I'm
y'all
telling you, it's
to...
like, look here while we do this over here.
Yeah.
Oh, when y'all start looking over here, we're gonna start fucking around over here.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all got eyes split looking both places. Guess what? We're gonna fuck around back here. It's just jacked up, man. That's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 269. Your boy International Walk, sitting with
your girl Tosh, the co-host with the most.
Y'all should know by now. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.